Happy Thursday. I did not post my regular video like this yesterday because I had to be to work an hour early and it was literally pitch black outside when I left. And it was absolutely pouring, so there's no way you guys would have been able to see me. But I did yesterday post a short. I post those every once in a while, and yesterday I posted like a motivational short if you want to go check that out. But today I wanted to talk about something that I saw on TikTok last night that broke my heart into a million pieces for multiple reasons. I will leave the video that I saw in the description box if any of you have TikTok and want to jump over to this woman's video and give her some support. She definitely could use it. But essentially her video was how she is a mom of 3 and went to the gym for the first time in a long time, and how the last time she stepped on a scale she was 315 pounds, and that she did 22 minutes on the treadmill yesterday, and that it is equally, like, it made her feel amazing but also sad that just a 22-minute walk could make her tired and winded. And she was upset with herself that even though it was great that she did it, she's upset with herself that even something as simple as a walk could make her feel like that. And it was, made her realize and think, and again, I'm just kind of giving you the synopsis of it, like, go check her video out for the full story and emotions and everything. But basically, from what I took from it, is that it made her mad at herself that she let herself get like this. She says how she struggles with mental health and a thyroid issue, and that she's just kind of let herself go, and that she knows if she continues down the path she's on, that she will not be around for her 3 beautiful babies at home. So I wanted to talk about that because I feel like people don't realize how much obesity stems from mental health. And again, please check the description because I'm going to leave the link to that video so that we can go and encourage her. But I completely understand what she's saying. It's like a double-edged sword, because obviously something is better than nothing. You have to start somewhere. It will get easier. You're gonna be able to walk on the treadmill for longer. Those are all things that are true, but sometimes in the moment it doesn't help to hear, because all of her feelings are valid. Being upset with herself she's valid. Being disappointed that, something that's easy for other people, and again, this is just how I took what she was saying, and maybe one time used to be easy for her, is now difficult. But you're also proud of yourself because that's the first time you've moved your body intentionally in a long time. And I can resonate with that a lot. And I think this diet culture that we have, because if you check the video in the description, she puts the word exercise in quotations, to me insinuating that walking on the treadmill doesn't even equal to exercising. And I think diet culture has fucked our brains up so incredibly much to unintentionally train us to think that unless you're killing yourselves, unless you are sweating profusely and so sore and in the gym for hours at a time and things like that, that anything else doesn't count. And that is just so not true. Any sort of movement that is intentional on your body is exercise, and it is worth it. and it is helpful. Whether you're sweating and ran on the treadmill for 45 minutes or you walked on the treadmill for 22 minutes at a 2.5 speed, you're still exercising, and your body still needs that, and it still thanks you for it. And seeing how sad she was just completely broke my heart. And like I said, I can resonate with that. And it made me realize that when I see other people talk down to themselves and about themselves in the same manner that I talk down to myself, it makes me realize that I would never agree with what these people are saying about themselves. I would give them the pep talk of, all of your feelings are valid, but you got yourself to the gym. You're putting yourself first. You walked 22 minutes on the treadmill, which is more than you did yesterday. Strive for 23 minutes today. Increase your speed. Give yourself a little incline. Like, I would give these people inspiration and motivation and validation when they're saying the same exact things that I say to myself. So why can't I look in the mirror and give myself that same pep talk? And I've heard somebody else say before, and I don't know who it is, but that we need to treat ourselves and say and talk to ourselves the way that we would talk to our friends and the way that we would talk to loved ones. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be mean or belittle someone you love. So why should we do it to ourselves? When at the end of the day, ourselves are the ones that we're supposed to love the most. So it really just got me thinking about being kinder to myself in general. Giving myself grace. And treating myself with the same respect that I give to other people that are also on this journey. Even if you're not on a health journey, I feel like positive self-talk is just so important for the brain and for your soul and for your body, that it's something that I'm definitely going to, I don't know, I guess just try to be mindful of when I'm feeling down on myself. And back to what I was saying before about obesity being, almost more of a mental game, in my opinion, than a physical, thing. It's so interesting. Me and my husband are watching a little series on YouTube right now. I'll link the 2 videos that we've watched so far in the description. But essentially, it's from a long time ago, and it makes me laugh because all the clothes that they wear, and it's from the early 2000s, I think. It makes me laugh to see the style back then. But anyway, basically what it's about is personal trainers who are very fit. And this one specific personal trainer who said, time and time again, I would fail my biggest clients. And I could never figure out why. And he said he then realized that he was actually the problem. It was because he had never been in someone's shoes who was obese or maybe had a food addiction, that had medical conditions, that was trying to lose weight. And so he couldn't relate with them. And so he took matters into his own hands, and I think he gained 75 pounds on purpose so that he could see what it felt like to struggle to lose the weight. That way he could be a better client to his obese trainer or his obese clients. And I guess all around the world, a lot of personal trainers heard about this and wanted to challenge themselves as well to gaining weight. Some of them gained 50 pounds, some of them gained 45 pounds, some of them gained 35 pounds, but so that they could see from a overweight person's perspective, how difficult it is to start eating healthy after you've been eating shitty forever, exercising in a bigger body and how difficult that can be. And it's interesting because in the beginning of every single episode, they all say the same thing, that when they see fat people, when they see people who are overweight, they just assume that they're lazy. They assume that they just don't have dedication or drive, and that they don't want it bad enough. And it's so frustrating, because if it were as simple as having dedication or not being lazy or whatever the case is, people wouldn't be overweight and struggling and unable to lose the weight. It is so much more than just that. And I hate when people say, well, when you want something bad enough, you know, you'll go get it. Because that's insinuating that I don't want to be healthy bad enough, or that I don't want to lose weight bad enough. And so I'm just not trying my hardest. And that, I hate that saying. And that's hard to hear, because as someone who knows that they're trying their hardest, and don't get me wrong, there have been times in the past where I'll hype myself up saying I'm doing everything I can when I know damn well I'm not. But then there are times where I've put my body, heart, and soul into myself and still didn't see the results that I was anticipating to see. And the mental side of that is what makes you give up. And so it's so much more than just exercising and eating right. There's so much mental health that goes into changing your life, because for most people who are overweight, there's a reason. There's a certain relationship to food, or there is a food addiction, or there is trauma, or there is something. There is, you know, whatever the case is. It's always more than just, oh, well, I enjoy food. There's always a little something else. And unfortunately, I truly feel like you can't heal your body without also healing your mind. And a lot of people don't realize that it's more in depth than just eating right and exercising. For most people. I don't want to say for everybody, but for most people. And so, you know, hearing this woman be so disappointed in herself when she's trying to do something good for herself makes me so sad. And we need to get out of that mindset that it's not enough. What I'm doing is not enough. Because what you are doing is enough. And eventually, it's going to prove itself that it was enough. And maybe tomorrow she'll get on the treadmill again and she'll go for 25 minutes. And then the next day she'll go for 27 minutes. But even if she doesn't, even if she only stays at 22 minutes, the next time and the next time and the next time and the next time she hops on that treadmill, she's still hopping on that treadmill for 22 more minutes than she would have maybe 3 days prior to posting that video. And I think that that's something she should be proud of. And I hope that there are people in the comments encouraging her to keep going. And I'm going to go and leave a comment on there because I saw it late last night, so I didn't want to just, write something generic. I want to really think about my message that I want to send to her. But I hope that there are people on there encouraging her and letting her know that what she's doing is great and that she should keep going, and that this time it will stick for her, and that she has people behind her that will support her. And community can sometimes be everything. That's why I do these videos. I do these videos because, one, it's a good little outlet for me to kind of talk about things that are on my mind, and two, because seeing people in the comments encouraging me to keep going, validating that I'm doing a good job, sharing their experiences with me, so it helps me and makes me want to motivate you guys. It's great, and I feel like community is so wonderful in something like this, because it takes a village, man, to do anything. Not saying that you can't do it by yourself, but it's a lot easier when you have people in your corner. And I know that we're all only internet buddies, but it feels good to know that you guys are in my corner, and I appreciate all of you. So I guess my message of today is just to be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace if you feel like you're struggling. Know what you're doing is enough. And speak to yourself the way that you would speak to a loved one. And try the mindfulness of just, again, being kind to yourself. Because it all starts with us, right? As frustrating as that sounds, it all starts with ourselves. We have control over ourselves, and truly that's the only thing we have full control over. So, I did not get my walk-in yesterday because it was so nasty out, but I plan on getting my walk-in today as long as the weather cooperates, and I'm going to be right along with that girl on a 22-minute mile, and I'm going to feel damn good about it. And I hope that after her reading some comments, I think she has like 38 comments on that video right now, as I checked this morning, I hope she feels good about her 22-minute mile too. We all just need a little encouragement sometimes, and so let's go give her some of the comments if you have TikTok. See you tomorrow.